the dawn, and then we'll go.
We'll never surrender.
Skin boots on a Saturday night.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Black Ops 3 Zombies video, and today's video is going to be a follow-up video to the last DLC 5 video, and in that video, which will be linked down in this video's description, I went over every single piece of evidence that we have in regards to a DLC 5 map pack coming in 2017. I went over all of the evidence and leaked information that suggests that it will indeed be coming in 2017. Well, like I said within that video, today I'm now going to be making a follow-up video to that video where I go over all of the evidence that suggests a DLC 5 will not be coming out for Black Ops 3 Zombies in 2017. Likewise to the past video, I'm going to be giving you no opinions within this video, and also this video is not saying that a DLC 5 will not be coming out. Likewise to that, the last video is not saying a DLC 5 will be coming out. I'm simply providing evidence for both sides of the argument so that you guys can watch the video that shows all of the evidence for a DLC 5, and you can watch this video that shows all of the evidence against a DLC 5. You can watch both and see which one seems more plausible in your own personal opinion. Because obviously I have been guilty of creating false hype in the past, and I don't want to do that with these two videos, so I want to give a balanced argument with these two videos. One thing I would say, however, is that there is a ton more evidence suggesting there will be a DLC 5 than that there won't. So yeah, as soon as you finish watching this video, go ahead and watch the past video if you haven't already seen it, and then you guys can judge your own opinion on each side of the argument. And if you do go on to enjoy this video, it would be very much appreciated if we can smash 1,000 likes on today's video if you enjoy it by the end of it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you've never missed a future video here on the channel if you're not already subscribed. So let's get into the evidence that suggests a DLC 5 won't be happening. As I said, I'm not saying it won't be happening, I'm just going over all of the evidence, likewise to the last video. The first piece of evidence that suggests a DLC 5 will not be coming out in 2017 is the fact that Activision may not want to take away sales from Infinite Warfare to push sales for Black Ops 3, because obviously Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered are the current two Call of Duties, and Activision may not want to profit more from Black Ops 3, and instead they want to push their latest installment, because then the player base will be focused on the newest title so that they'll be ready for the following year for Call of Duty 2017. Also, if they were to release a DLC 5 for Black Ops 3 Zombies, it would split the player base for Call of Duty massively, because that would mean that they're releasing DLC for Black Ops 3, they're also releasing DLC for Modern Warfare Remastered, and they're releasing DLC for Infinite Warfare at the same time. And the thing is, if Activision are producing DLC for all three titles, it means that it would be very hard to find lobbies and stuff like that, because the player base will be so split, which will deteriorate the life of the game even more. Now obviously Treyarch did the recent live stream in which they said they're going to continue to update and support Black Ops 3 throughout the year for both the zombies and multiplayer. Within this live stream they said that if players continue to play our game, we'll continue supporting it.
And you know, it's just, you know, it's one of those things we just keep delivering content as our fans are playing the game. We want to continue to surprise and delight them, because surprising and delighting is one of our core pillars of our philosophy at Treyarch.
So, you know, from the world of comic books and zombies panels to, you know, a wealth of content and support, you know, I think it kind of begs the question, sir, what's around the corner for us in 2017? What do you...
That's a good question.
What's the team got planned? Is it?
You know, I can't say anything specifically at this point in time, but I can say that, you know, as Treyarch, we are excited about this game. We're excited and passionate about our community and our fans, and as long as they continue playing our game, we're going to continue to support it in the same way. So I think we can look forward to another healthy and fun year of updates in 2017. That's all I'll say.
Now, although this could mean that a DLC 5 could be coming in the future, it could only mean that we'll be only getting minor updates, such as the fact that we obviously got Newton's cookbook added to zombies recently, and we obviously got the new DLC weapons added into multiplayer. Maybe they're just going to be adding new modes and stuff like that throughout the course of 2017, and new weapons into supply drops, and they may not be giving us full-fledged new maps and or remasters, aka a DLC 5. Now, obviously, within that same live stream, Jason Blundell said the following.
You know, as Dan was saying, right, not only kind of bringing the game out, but then supporting it kind of post-release with kind of fresh and new content that's Our goal is always to kind of transcend the idea of a DLC model. It should feel like content that is premium content at all times, and I'm really happy that we achieved that last year.
You know, I think it kind of begs the question, sort of, what's around the corner for us in 2017? Jason.
Yes.
How about you? You know, especially
Yeah.
sort of like from the Zombies crowd, there were some very pointed questions yesterday.
Sure.
I don't know. Is there anything that we've mentioned? Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I thought that might be a question, and obviously a lot of speculation and talk, and so
Sure.
I've got an official statement I'd like to read to you.
Okay.
I'm afraid that I can't say anything right now. Thank you.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. We will feel that pain for some time to come.
Yes, yes.
All right.
And within my last video, which went over all of the evidence towards a DLC 5, I said that Jason Blundell could be tasing a DLC 5 here because he says that in regards to all of the recent speculation and stuff like that from the community, in regards to when Treyarch announced that they were going to be hosting this live stream, the whole Zombies community latched onto the idea that maybe they could be announcing a DLC 5. He said in regards to all of the speculation surrounding DLC 5, although he didn't say it directly, that's what he was referring to, he said, I cannot say anything right now. Now obviously I said within the last video that this could indeed mean that maybe Activision don't want them to release information this early on because DLC 1 for Infinite Warfare is right around the corner, so they may have to wait a little while until they can announce things and stuff like that, because it still may be a while until we see said DLC 5 if it were to be coming out. However, we obviously know that Treyarch are the masters of trolling and cryptology, and they like to mess with our minds and just fuck with us. This could be another example of that. Jason Blundell and Treyarch could just be trolling with us and messing with us, and maybe a DLC 5 and or remastered Zombies maps may not be coming in 2017 for Black Ops 3, and simply they're going to be messing with our heads here. Or Activision may have asked Treyarch to build said false hype, because obviously Call of Duty is on the decline at the moment. There's a ton of hate for Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare due to supply drops and stuff like that, and due to all of this hate and backlash from the community, Activision may want us to think more positively, and they may want us to get hype for DLC 5 even though it may not be coming out, so they may want to create false hype to increase the player sales for Black Ops 3 so that they can add these micro DLC such as new weapons into supply drops within multiplayer and stuff like that, so that the player base will be higher, so that these micro DLCs will indeed sell better. So yeah, Treyarch and Activision may just be creating false hype for Black Ops 3 to build up the player base for Black Ops 3 so that their micro DLC sales will sell better if they were to release them throughout the course of 2017 and stuff like that. Another piece of evidence that suggests that DLC 5 may not be coming out for Black Ops 3 Zombies is that similarly with Black Ops 2, a ton of people speculated that a DLC 5 was coming for Black Ops 2, and then obviously it didn't come out. However, the reason for this is because that a DLC 5 was found in the code for Black Ops 2, but it turns out that it was simply the code for Newtown Zombies, because that was codenamed DLC 1, so by the time it got to DLC 4, which was Origins, it was codenamed DLC 5 within the code. Now similarly with Black Ops 3 Zombies, a DLC 5 has been found within the code that could indeed suggest a DLC 5 is indeed coming out. Now obviously there is some evidence that suggests that this DLC 5 code may not be misinterpreted like it was back with Black Ops 2, and I went over that within the last video if you want to go ahead and see that, but I'm not going to be going over that within this video because this is the evidence against it, not the evidence for it. The next piece of evidence against the DLC 5 for Black Ops 3 Zombies is the fact that the Season Pass states that we'll only be seeing 4 map packs within 2016, which would obviously contain each one Zombies map and then 4 multiplayer maps. So if they were to release a DLC 5, it wouldn't be part of the Season Pass, which would mean that you would have to pay extra money, and they've never really done something like this before, but it's definitely not out of the reach. You know, who knows, we could see a second Season Pass in 2017. That would be something that would be very, very cool. Maybe we won't just get one DLC, or maybe we'll get multiple remakes that will be released separately, so we'll only get one map remake released at a time instead of a full-fledged map pack. That would be something that I could see happening, but definitely the fact that the Season Pass states that we won't be seeing more than 4 map packs in 2016 definitely points towards DLC 5 might not indeed be happening, but obviously it says in 2016, so it doesn't state 2017, but it means that if any more full-fledged maps are to be released in the future, it's not going to be part of the Season Pass, which may deter people from buying it. Now, another point that suggests a DLC 5 may not be coming out for Black Ops 3 Zombies is the fact that if Treyarch are indeed working on a DLC 5, it will take away from the production of their next title coming out in 2018, because obviously after they're done with Black Ops 3, in fact during the course of Black Ops 3's life cycle, they start working on the next game already, so if they're working hard on another set of DLC packs, then it's going to take their time and effort away from their next game, which may make their next game worse and it may make it more rushed. But obviously within the last video I did counter this argument. What I'm starting to notice is as I'm recording this video, I know I said I wasn't going to include any opinions within this video, but what I've noticed is as I'm recording this video is I can counter all of these arguments against a DLC 5 easily, which kind of makes me believe in a DLC 5 even more, because all of the arguments against a DLC 5 just seem very vague and they seem a bit stupid, and there's just too much evidence for a DLC 5, which as I said will be linked in this video's description. As I said, if you want to go ahead and watch that video, it's by far the best video. If you are not convinced that there might be a DLC 5, that is definitely the best video to watch. As I said, I'm going to be keeping this video strictly to all of the evidence against it, but as I'm going through this evidence, I'm finding myself feeling like it just feels a bit stupid if you ask me. I feel like the evidence for a DLC 5 is just too strong at this point, and I feel like they may not give us a full map pack, but I think we'll definitely be seeing some sort of remastered maps or remakes within 2017. But that's just my own personal opinion. I tried to not give an opinion within this video, but there's just too much evidence for a DLC 5. I am honestly about 90% sure that we will be seeing future zombies maps added to Black Ops 3 Zombies during the course of 2017, whether that's a full new map or whether it's just remakes. I'm sure we're seeing something in 2017 that's more than just micro DLC and small updates such as modes and stuff like that. I think we're going to be seeing something big. If you compare this video to the last video, you will see that definitely there is a lot more evidence that points towards a DLC 5. But the next piece of evidence that we have against a DLC 5 is the fact that there's been a lot of assets found within Black Ops 3 Zombies from past Call of Duty Zombies maps, such as from Transit, and there's been some from Shino Numa and a ton of other maps as well, and this could suggest that we may be seeing remade maps within 2017. However, these could simply be for mod tools, or they may just be leftover code. They're more than likely leftover code, which again is an argument against the DLC 5 for remade maps. The next piece of evidence that counters the argument for DLC 5 is one of the big arguments for DLC 5 is the fact that Infinite Warfare sales are down 50%, which means that they need to find another way to profit in some way, shape or form. So I put forth in the last video the fact that maybe Activision may be forcing Treyarch to add a DLC 5 within Black Ops 3 Zombies, even though they want to focus on their next title, but they may be forcing them to do that because sales are so low for Infinite Warfare to keep their shareholders happy. However, a counter argument to this is the fact that Activision are actually going to be releasing a Call of Duty movie sometime soon. I don't know when it's going to be releasing, but it's going to be releasing sometime soon. As I said, I'm not sure on the exact date, but the fact that they're going to be releasing this Call of Duty movie, that this could be Activision's way for them to counter the low sales for Infinite Warfare, because obviously they're going to be profiting a lot from this movie, so this could be the way to keep their shareholders happy as opposed to a DLC 5. Activision may not be inclined as much to release a DLC 5 if this is an alternative way for them to still profit. But yeah, this is pretty much going to conclude today's video. This has been all of the evidence that suggests a DLC 5 may not indeed be happening within 2017. As I said, this is just evidence, this is not proof, just like the last video. And although I wasn't going to give my opinions did slip out within this video just because the evidence against the DLC 5 just seems quite stupid in my own personal opinion, because I can counter all of these arguments so easily. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies news information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.